Let's be brutally honest for a second. Most men think that giving a compliment is just another step in the game. Say she's pretty, tell her she looks good, maybe add a damn girl or some recycled flirty line from Instagram, and then what? Nothing. Because here's the rot truth. Every woman has heard thoughts compliments 100 times before. They didn't hit anymore. They're background noise. In fact, most of the compliments men throw around today don't actually land because they're coming from a place of performance, not presence. They're about trying to win her, impress her, charm her, instead of just recognizing her. And what no one tells you is this: the most powerful compliments are not loud. They don't have to be poetic. They didn't have to be clever. They just have to be real. Because deep down, every woman is craving something no man has the courage or awareness to give to be seen. Not as a body, not as an image, not even as the prize, but as a human being with complexity, with power, with softness, with depth, with stories that have never been told. Most men talk about her beauty. Few speak to her essence. And that, my friend, is where our difference lies. Because the compliments that change how a woman sees you, they don't come from charm. They come from clarity, from presence, from noticing what no one else sees, from slowing down enough to look past her looks and into her soul. Because when you look her in the eyes and say something no man ever dared to say, not vulgar, not scripted, but something that actually touches her identity, you spirit yourself from 99% of men instantly. You become unforgettable, not because you were trying to impress her, but because you were aware of her. Let me ask you something. Has anyone ever looked you in the eye and complimented something about you that no one else noticed? Not your job, not your car, but something in your nature, your heart. The way you showed up when no one was watching. If someone did that, you never forgot them, did you? Exactly. That's what women crave too. And most men will never give it to them. Not because they're bad guys, but because they're distracted. They're stuck in tactics. They're performing. And they're missing what's right in front of them. But you're different. Because if you're watching this, you're not here to play games. You're here to connect, to understand, to speak with power and clarity, not noise and fluff. So, in this video, I'm going to give you 8 of the most powerful, soul-hitting compliments that women secretly love to hear, but almost never do. Not just speckhouse. They're rare, but because they require masculine awareness and emotional strength. Say them from their right place, not to impress her, but to hone her what's real about her, and watch as she responds. Let's get into it. We live in a world where everyone is trying to be noticed, but very few people are reaching to notice deeply. And that's why most compliments fall flat. They don't come from presence. They come from habit, from pressure, from a place. Of what can I say to get her to like me? So what do men do? They compliment her body, her looks, her clothes over and over again. Copy-paste praise, flirting that sounds more like noise than presence. And women, they nod, they smile, they say thank you. But inside they feel nothing, because miscompliments aren't felt. They're thrown, and anything thrown carelessly never leaves a mark. But if you've ever been in the receiving end of a real compliment, one that came from someone who saw something in you before y'all showed it to the world, then you know exactly how powerful it is. It stops you, it lingers, it plants itself inside you like a soft echo you keep hearing days or even years later. Because the best compliments don't just flatter, they recognize. And every woman, no matter how confident she seems, no matter how many likes she gets, no matter how often she's told she's beautiful, every woman is silently hoping that one day a man will come along who actually sees her. Not just their looks, not just their figure, not just their profile picture, but her energy, her way of listening, her strength when she doesn't talk about what she's been through. The way she lights up when Shed talks about something she loves, or the calm she brings into a room just by being fully present. Most men miss this because most men are trained to perform, not observe, to charm, not connect, to say something clever instead of something honest. But the man who learns to truly see a woman, to look past the mask she wears for the world and speak directly to what makes her unique, what makes her rare, that man leaves a mark she doesn't forget. Because it's not about what you say, it's about what you see. So in this video, I'm going to give you 8 compliments that are very potent and quietly powerful. Not because they're poetic, not because they're manipulative, but because they are truthful, because they reveal something about her that even she may not fully recognize in herself until you reflect it back. And when a woman hears of these spoken with presence and without an agenda, everything changes. She pauses, she feels seen, and she starts to look at you differently. Not as a man chasing her, but as a man who understands her. And that is where real connection begins. So if you're tired of compliments that fall flat and you're ready to speak into a woman's heart instead of just echoing the noise she's already used to, stay with me. Let's talk about the 8 compliments that women secretly crave but almost never hear. And more importantly, let's talk about how to say them so they actually land. Let's begin. 1. I feel calm around you. This is more than a compliment. It's a reflection of her energy. While most women are told they are hot, gorgeous, or pretty, they rarely, if ever, hear that their mere presence has an emotional effect on a man. When you say, I feel calm around you, you're not talking about attraction. You're talking about connection. Regulation, stillness. You're saying, when I'm around you, my guard drops. I don't feel the need to prove anything. I just feel good, safe, grounded. This is one of the most powerful compliments you can give, especially if you're a man who typically lives in his head, introverted, or in constant competition with the world. Why? Because you're telling her your peace, not pressure, and that's rare. Because while physical beauty turns heads, emotional safety builds bonds. Women don't forget men who feel settled around them without needing to be stimulated or entertained. And saying this lets her know that her feminine energy has real value beyond the surface. 2. You make me want to be better. Every high-value woman wants to feel like her presence elevates the man she's with. Not because he needs fixing, but because she sees potential and harnesses in her presence. This compliment that's at the core of feminine power. You're telling her, I'm not changing for you. I'm expanding because of how I feel when I'm with you. That's powerful. It doesn't mean you're dependent on her for growth. It means her presents you of who you could be, the best version of yourself. Not because she demands it, but because she awakens it in you. When you say this, you spirit yourself from every man who made her feel like she was too much, too intense, or too emotional. You're telling her, you don't diminish me. You activate me. And that's the kind of compliment that leaves her speechless because it goes beyond validation. It shows reverence. It shows she's not just desirable, she's inspiring. 3. You have the kind of strength most people miss. This one hits on a deeply emotional level because so many women have carried heavy loads silently. Trauma, heartbreak, betrayal, stress without recognition. They've smiled through pain. They've shown up when they were breaking. They've loved when they had every reason to close their hearts. And very few people see that. So when you say this, you're not just complimenting her. You're honoring her history. You're saying, I don't just see what you show the world. I sense what you've survived, and I admire that. You're acknowledging her invisible victories, the times she didn't give up, the strength that doesn't scream, but holds things together silently. When you say this with presence, you validate her in a way that pierces through her armor. She won't just hear it, she'll feel it, because real feminine strength is quiet. But once noticed, it melts her walls. 4. I love the way your mind works. This one separates boys from men instantly. Because while most men compliment physical traits, very few ever speak to a woman's intellect, her perspective, her patterns, her thinking. When you tell her this, you're saying, you stimulate my mind. You surprise me with your ideas. You make me pause and see the world a little differently. And the beauty is, this works even if she's not a traditionally intellectual woman, because it's not about how many books she's read. It's about how uniquely she sees things, how her thoughts connect, how her words carry color, how she brings new life to old ideas. Benetizing this, you're making her feel valuable in the unseen places. You're in it just saying, you're smart. You're saying, I enjoy the way you think. That's rare. That's intimate. That's single quote son forgettable . 5. I feel lucky just talking to you . This is the kind of compliment that feels warm, present, and sincere. It says, I'm not distracted. I'm not just killing time. I'm here with you, and it means something. Women get attention all the time, but presence, that's a luxury. When you tell her you feel lucky to be in conversation with her, not just lucky to look at her or sleep with her. She immediately knows this man is different. This compliment tells her, I value your time. I don't take this lightly. Yeah, being here is meaningful, not just convenient . And the best part, it doesn't try to impress, it expresses. And that's what women crave more than game or charm. Authentic expression from a grounded man. 6. You don't have to do anything to be beautiful. You just are. Most women are told they're beautiful when they're performing, when they're dressed up, wearing makeup and heels on Instagram. But their deepest desire to feel beautiful without effort, without the need to look on, without needing validation. This compliment tells her, your beauty isn't conditional. It's no turn through filters, poses, or effort. It's something you radiate just by being you. It's especially powerful when said during a quiet, casual moment. No glamour, no lights, no audience. When she's in a hoodie, when her hair is messy, when she's real, that's when it lands, because you're reminding her. You didn't need to try. You just need to be. And that's the kind of reassurance she didn't even know she needed. 7. You're rare. 2 words, massive impact. In a world of constant comparison, social media, dating apps, competition, a woman rarely feels one of a kind. She's told she's attractive. She's told she's sweet. But rarely is she told you are not like the rest. You stand apart. When you tell a woman she's rare, she doesn't just feel good. She feels validated in her uniqueness. You're saying you're not just desirable, you're replaceable. There's something about you that I don't see anywhere else. And you see everyone that makes her feel chosen, seen, special, not for fitting in, but for standing out. Use this compliment when you're truly present, when you feel it in your gut, because when said authentically, it echoes in her heart for a long time. 8. You didn't just walk into a room, you change 8. This is a compliment about impact, not noise, not drama, but subtle, powerful presence. It tells her you didn't need to fight for attention. You shift the room by being yourself. Your energy carries weight. You influence the space around you. This isn't a surface level flattery about how she looks. It's a compliment about her essence. She could be quiet, graceful, introverted, and this still lands because it's a booth vibe she carries, the frequency she brings. And when you say this, you're honoring her power, not the power to impress, the power to transform themament. It's the kind of compliment that she'll replay in her head every time she steps into a new space. And she'll remember who told her that. The most powerful compliments aren't about attraction. They're about recognition. They don't say, you're hot. They say, I see you. They don't inflate her ego. They speak to her spirit, because women aren't starving for attention. They're starving to be understood. And when you speak from presence, not performance, when you drop the tactics, the flirty lines, the need to impress, and just all the truth about what you notice in her, you'll open doors that no amount of game ever could. You don't need to be poetic. You just need to be aware, because awareness is rare. And a woman will feel seen, truly seen, never forgets the man who saw her. If those 8 compliments spoke to something inside you, it's because you're not like most men. Most guys are stuck on the surface, repeating what they've heard, copying what they think works, hoping that flattery will get them somewhere, but you're not here to flatter, you're here to see. And that's what separates a man who chases validation from a man who radiates value. Because when you give a woman a compliment, that speaks to her depth. When you notice what others ignore, when you say something real, something grounded, something present, you don't just make her feel good, you make her feel safe, seen, cherished. Without needing to perform for it, that's rare. And that's exactly what we build here on Stoic Stream. So if this resonated with you, if you're the kind of man who doesn't just want to date women, but to understand them, lead them, and connect with them on a level that most men will never reach, subscribe right now. This isn't just a channel, it's a discipline. A reminder that masculinity is about dominance. It's about depth. Envelope with arrow. Drop a comment below. Which of these 8 compliments hit the hardest for you? Which are y'all going to use? From a place of grounded truth, not performance. And if you take anything from this video, let it be this. The strongest man in the room is really the loudest. He's the one who sees what no one else sees and speaks only when it matters. Become that man. Stay grounded. Stay rare. Stay untouchable. This is so extreme. And we're just getting started. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel and tap that bell icon so you never miss out when we drop something new. We truly appreciate your support. See you in the next one.